Good evening, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much. I, too, rise in strong support of this amendment. As a freshman, this has been a wonderful learning process for me, and I've sat here through the days as we have discussed projects and legislation and acts that would help so many different parts of our state. And let's face it, our state does need help in many areas. Yet I come from a region of the state that has the 9th worst recovery in the country. Not the state of Connecticut, not New England, but the entire United States of America. You've heard Representative McCarty talk about the local impact such a closure would have. We've seen what happened when Electric Boat downsized. We've seen what happened when Pfizer downsized. As wonderful as those casino jobs have been, and we took a long step toward preserving them on last night, I think it was, these jobs here, as the representative said, have a median package of $150,000 for 1,200 people, over 2,000 support jobs. She listed the union jobs that are supported: laborers, carpenters, electricians, pipe fitters, insulators, ironworkers, operating engineers, teamsters, millwrights. This affects everyone. There have been so many misconceptions about the underlying amendment and this legislation, and people have said, it's so complicated, it's too hard to explain. But I say to them, look, we're talking about a power plant that supplies 60% of our electricity. If that goes away, the only way to replace it is through a very volatile resource, natural gas. You know what it's like when you go to the pump when gas supplies are low. We're paying $2.50 now. It's not too long ago we were paying $4 a gallon. Last summer, one of the plants at Millstone went offline. The spot price multiplied 100 times. Imagine going to fill your tank up, and instead of paying $2.50, you're paying $250. That is the kind of impact that the closure of this plant could have. So I've talked about the effect on local employment. What about the effect on statewide employment? We have the second highest electricity prices in the country. Do we want our major manufacturers to face potentially even higher electricity prices if these nuclear plants close? I don't think so. Electric Boat in my part of the state, Sikorsky, Pratt & Whitney, do you think they need any more pressure on their bottom line? Representative McCarty mentioned the environment. I know the governor feels so strongly about maintaining our greenhouse gas goals and staying in the Paris Climate Accord. Our carbon footprint goes up 25% should Millstone close. That's the equivalent of putting 500,000 extra cars on the road every year. I received a copy of a letter that the environmentalprogress.org sent to Governor Dannel Malloy, pleading with him to do everything in his power to keep the Millstone power plant open. It provides 96% of the state's zero-carbon electricity and 46 times more electricity than Connecticut's solar and wind combined. If you are serious about the environment, you cannot want this plant to disappear. I could mention so many other things. There have been questions about why don't they open their books. If they're entering a competitive bid process, they don't want to let the competition know what the bottom line is. And indeed, Dominion itself is a profitable company. Yet many profitable companies close assets that aren't as profitable as they want them to be. Look at our automobile manufacturers. GM and Ford may be making money, but they don't hesitate to close a plant in Flint, Michigan, or Columbus, Ohio, if the profits aren't what they desire. So from an environmental point of view, from an economic point of view, from an employment point of view, this amendment is a good one. I urge your support, and I urge you, as I have tried to support other residents throughout the state who need help, to support the residents of southeastern Connecticut. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Representative Cheeseman.